Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out. Wish we could turn back time.
7:36 on TSN 690. It's Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. We're here until 9 o'clock. Still to come, some special guests. Up next, we'll have the Dawson College Girls Rugby Regional Championship team. They're going to be in studio, some of the ladies and the coach, so looking forward to that. 8:05 Habs Breakfast. Andrew Zadarnowski of HabsEyesOnThePrize.com and Amanda Stein joining us. And later on, actor from the TV series on Bravo 19-2 and from many movies, Benz Antoine, actor from Montreal. He'll be in studio, so that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. Joined here by Dave Trentadue. Right now, we're going to talk some St. John's IceCaps. We go to the Rock, as people like to say. We're joined now by a guest who's been on this program previously. Looking forward to having Robin Short from the St. John's Telegram and also the color commentator on IceCaps broadcasts with us. You can also follow him on Twitter at TellyRobinShort. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Good morning, Matthew. How's it going?
Very well, thank you. And we always like to get a weather check with you before we start.
Oh, hey, do you know what? Friday morning, it was warmer in St. John's, Newfoundland than it was in Orlando, Florida.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's unbelievable. But of course, with the warmth comes the fog. So it's a little foggy this morning, and it's rainy. But again, it's very, very, very warm. So I don't know. There must be something to this climate change when it's warmer in Newfoundland than it is in Orlando. It was like 15 degrees here, or 18 degrees here, and 15 in Orlando or something.
Wow, amazing.
Something weird like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, there's an interesting thing going on with these IceCaps this season. The coach, Sylvain Lefebvre's been much maligned in the last few years. Certainly the talent's not as high as some of the other organizations, but people have always said, they're always under 500 and they're just not competitive. This year, with all of the influx, with all of the guys going up to the big club and down and up and down and up and down, they're actually over 500. So, something different is happening this year. How have you seen it? Has there been a kind of another level of sort of, I'm impressed with the coach this year?
Well, you know what? Ultimately, Matthew, it comes down to this. The farm club is there for one reason only, and that's to produce players for the big club. And whenever there's been a player recalled to Montreal, and we saw it last year, oh Lord, did we ever see it last year? I don't know the numbers now, something like a dozen players or something ridiculous. But this year, you see guys go up. You see Chris Fury goes up, he fits into the lineup. You see Charles Hudon go up, he fits into the lineup. Daniel Carr, Joel Hanley. So, he's producing players for Montreal. I'm not saying that these guys are frontline players. Of course they're not. But the point being is that, Michel Therrien can slip those guys into the lineup. They're used to the system. They know how to play the system. So when you look at Sylvain Lefebvre and ultimately you judge him, is he producing players for Montreal? And I think the question is yes. Right? The jury's still out on some of the younger players. Obviously, guys like McCarron and Shearbach and the rookie goalie Lindgren, but they're certainly on the right track.
Well, you mentioned McCarron. I know Dave had a question about him. Dave?
Yeah, Michael McCarron, Robin, he's -5. He has only 2 goals in 15 games. How's his game looking?
He has been. There's no other way to say it. I mean, he's been struggling to put the puck in the net. I mean, that's clearly obvious with the numbers. But to his credit, he's doing the other things to make himself at least keep a spot in the lineup. He's being very physical. He's playing a physical game. He's playing a very simple game on the power play. He's camping that big body in front of the net. He's out there taking key face-offs. He's killing penalties. So while he's not exactly filling the net, he's doing the other things that he will need to do to play in the National Hockey League. Because, I mean, let's be honest, I don't think Michael McCarron is going to be a top 6 player in the NHL. So he's going to need to do those things, such as, again, be strong on the face-offs, use that big body of his, and play a physical game. And he is doing those things. It's just that right now he's not scoring, and he's very frustrated. Though he's trying not to be, but you can see that that there is a certain degree of frustration there. But he's just a second-year pro, so But ultimately, he's doing other things to keep himself in the lineup.
Chatting with Robin Short from the St. John's Telegram, talking some St. John's IceCaps here on Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. The numbers are very, very impressive for Charlie Lindgren in goal, 8-2 and .933 save percentage. Has he been as impressive as those numbers?
More so. Lindgren, I don't think there's any doubt in anybody's mind. Certainly, nobody from the Canadiens organization is saying it. They're not even breathing it. But there's no question that Lindgren has replaced Zach Fucale as the Canadiens goaltender of the future. He has been outstanding, to be quite frank with you. He reminds me of Price in the sense that, now for God's sakes, just hang on and hear what I'm saying. I don't want to go. Is that he's unflappable. His panic. He doesn't have a panic point. He's not one of the. He's very, he's very technical, very structured. You don't see him flopping around. I was watching the game last night. They were comparing Price to Dominic Hasek, and you remember the way Hasek played. He was out there flopping around everywhere. You stop a puck, whereas Price is very methodical. Lindgren is like that to a degree as well. He's very methodical, very positional. And I tell you what, you won't see Charlie Lindgren get too excited jumping over the moon or anything with a win, and nor will you see him ready to pack it in and quit with a loss.
All right, just wrapping up with Robin Short from the St. John's Telegram here on Weekend Game Plan with Matthew Ross. Before we let you go, Robin, wanted to get your quick, very impressed player, that's somebody maybe that surprised you on this roster.
Somebody that has surprised me on this roster, I would say Scherbak, Nikita Scherbak. Last time I was on, we were talking about him, and there were times last year, more often than not, when he did play, he ran into injury troubles last year. But Scherbak looked very much the 19-year-old that he was. I mean, there were times he was out there, he was lost. I tell you what, you can really see an improvement in his game this year. He's much more confident. Doing the things that he needs to do to stay, in pro hockey, and that's use that incredible speed of his and to keep his feet moving. He's doing that more. There's still, he's still not ready, not by a long shot, but he's on that upward trajectory. There's no question about it. There's a big difference in his game, and I know the folks in Montreal and Laval are going to see a very, very good player. Even more so next year.